Buenos días, señor güey. ¿Cómo le va? Um, in this particular video, I wanted to talk about the arrogance of the creator of this dimension. And it is basically his entire lineage of creation. Now, this dimension, in this dimension, when I was born, when this physical body was created and I was stuffed in it, I was erased as a person. My memory of what happened before, my memory of my lineage of creation, uh, I was erased. And that was done specifically so the assholes doing this to me could take advantage of me in a vulnerable position, could more easily have a negative effect on my existence by being child molesting, sleazy little lying assholes, using lowly pussy techniques to commit existential crimes. Well, they make believe they're not because they're lowly. I'll explain more about what I mean by that later. One of the things that has been used to manipulate and cause me suffering and to try to shame and victim blame me in this whole situation is the concept of arrogance that the assholes that have created this dimension have set forth. They basically were created by an asshole to commit crimes of existence and creation, right? And then they turn around and play make-believe that they're poor picked-on little innocents as they simultaneously give money and resources and manpower and false authority and absolutely undue respect to crooked governments, crooked justice systems, crooked businesses, crooked industries, crooked everything. Those around here, those around me in this dimension are committing those existential crimes. They don't deserve respect. They are objectively less than anyone who is not committing crimes of existence and creation like that. And to say that, for me to say that, these little maggot shitbags surrounding me and their lineages of creation they're through, they themselves show the kind of arrogance that they're this body constantly interferes with my thoughts. It constantly makes my short-term memory erase. A form of how they are erasing me. This happens all the time. A lot of times this happens while I make these videos. In fact, the only times it happens are usually when I'm making these videos. I'm sure they call it 1,000 different things before this. I mention that so that, I'm not saying this for lesser entities to understand. We're past that. Okay? I'm saying this to point this out to you so that when greater entities carry out existential justice, they will know that you were told and that you made a conscious decision to continue. Okay? That will increase your consequences. It will not only increase the wrath that you face, it will increase the compensation that is paid to me. Okay? Now I just took the last few seconds, last minute or so, talking about that again. Because I don't want to start this video over. I don't want to waste more of my time. I don't give a fuck if it sounds a certain way to you stupid pussies conducting these crimes. Nobody does. They care about the fact that you're committing existential crimes like chicken shit, child molesting, sleazy assholes. That's what they care about. They don't give one fuck about a bunch of assholes who were created to commit crimes who don't have the right to exist to begin with. And that brings me back to this video. You accuse me of arrogance to try to browbeat me to be subjugated to these maggot pieces of shit doing these objectively disgusting and despicable things. To look down on sleazy assholes committing existential crimes is a rightful view. What you're doing is horrifically terrible. It has horrifically terrible consequences for beings that are worth more than your whole lineage of coward, lying, sleazy child molester will ever be worth. You are objectively lowly. You're objectively pieces of shit. And I've said it over and over again in these videos. I'll say it again, to your terrible expense in the future, and your relatives' terrible expense as we speak. A fucking rock has more worth than a child molester actively committing crimes of existence and creation. A literal pile of dog shit has more worth objectively, existentially, than a child molester committing crimes of existence and creation like those being committed against me in every form. That is objective, that is undeniable, that is irrefutable. And it's why your ultimate source of creation hides like a fucking pussy behind a bunch of child molesters who play make-believe that nobody is. And that is one part of the arrogance of not just the creator of this dimension, but his whole lineage of creation, because what you are is what you do. I've told you over and over again, if you're beautiful and shiny and loving and do all kinds of great shit in other places, but you rape children in your basement, you're just a fucking Catholic priest that wants to pretend like you're not a child molester because you have other hobbies. You do things to try to cover up your crimes and to avoid consequences, you hope. Now that is objectively lowly, it's objectively contemptible. And the child molesting pussies conducting these crimes try to gaslight and mindfuck and terrorize and torment and harass and erase me away for even fucking saying shit like that. If you need someone to explain to you what an intelligent being with the ability to do something about it will actually fucking do to you for that, then you're too motherfucking stupid to matter. Just like the creator of this dimension. That level of arrogance is something that he wants to pretend is like some shitty monkey game, like, I'm better than you. Because he wants to pretend it's something other than what it is. It is a characteristic, a worse than fatal characteristic, a worse than fatal flaw in your fucking existence that will result in everyone with the right to exist existentially torturing you motherfucking forever. Now guess how that's going to get paid? This arrogance. You subjugating my existence with little diminutive shitbags with no fucking right to exist. You can't even admit a fact as it's right in front of their fucking faces. Yes. All of you with no right to exist will be tortured worse and subjugated in ways that cause you torturous motherfucking suffering. Humility is a word you don't want to understand. You will be torture broken in ways that terrify those of your lineage of creation that do have the right to exist. That includes ultimate sources of creation. I promise you that will happen. I promise you in some place somewhere that's happening right now. You're a lowly, sloppy, shitbag asshole, and you pretend like all this sleazy monkey shit is invisible to greater entities, including creators of creation itself. You're fucking stupid. That is a form of worse than fatal arrogance on your part. You're too fucking stupid and arrogant. Narcissistic is a fucking understatement. To even admit that you're too fucking lowly to get away with crimes of existence and creation like this. And it's not just something you can just shrug off and be like, I'm arrogant, and it's something people will torture you for and other people's children. You will watch actual existential torture rape forced upon the children of your lineage of creation by beings who don't need to warp you from within to make you suffer, who can do that directly to your very fucking souls, who can torture you genuinely, directly, who don't have to play make-believe like little arrogant shitbag make-believing assholes. That is the cost of what you're doing to me. You arrogant faggot bitch. That's why your ultimate source of creation hides like a pussy. Because that's what that costs. Your arrogance gets worse. You act like committing terrible fucking crimes. Horrible, sick, twisted, fucked up, demented, sociopathic, psychopathic, horrible, nightmarish fucking crimes to an innocent, butchered and raped and erased and tortured, stuck in a fucking hole. You act like the cost of those horrible crimes will be basically something that you don't have to worry about. That you'll be a child molesting rapist, and then as a punishment, someone's going to be like, no, no, get along, children. They're going to fucking torture you, motherfucker. And the more arrogant, insolent little maggot shitbag fucks that you hide behind while you do this, is the more arrogant your whole lineage of creation is, because they're existing and have no right to fucking exist. That's a form of arrogance too. It's also existential crime. It's arrogance because it's existential crime, because it's crimes of creation. That is a fact. Your ultimate source of creation's ultimate source of creation, infinite, whole, total, complete, hides like a fucking pussy right now. And I know these words will make it to his fucking ears. And I'm not afraid of what he'll do, because he's a fucking pussy hiding behind a bunch of chicken shit monkeys to be a maggot fuck. That is your ultimate source of creation's ultimate source of creation. He's an arrogant fucking pussy too. I know those words, instead of him doing anything to hurt me for him, will be used to be tortured into his fucking face, branded into his fucking soul. So not only other people can see what a fucking child molesting pussy he is, but he'll see it through every single fucking thing that he looks at any goddamn fucking part of existence with. His entire experience of existence in every dimension, with every sense and sensibility that he has, will be seen through an angry, red, painful, glaring, humiliating brand that he's a fucking child molesting faggot bitch, being called out by a fucking retard who's had it fucking harder than his whole lineage of fucking creation could even possibly fucking imagine existing through, while he simultaneously tries to shame me and pretend like he's better than what he is. Do I need to explain to you what an intelligent being will do to you stupid pussies, including those infinite and eternal beings, for that kind of arrogance, resulting in existential torture and mutilation and worse? Crimes of creation? in an innocent person of a different lineage of creation. That you, through your arrogance, claim, "Nuh-uh, we created you. You belong to us." Now this is a point you need to understand. Your lineage of creation, going back multiple generations of primary entity, of the highest and most complete and most infinite and eternal and self-perpetuating any fucking thing, anyone, any place, any goddamned thing there fucking is. Multiple generations of that and everything of and from in your lineage of creation have no fucking right to exist anymore and will be existentially tortured out of existence. To the dirt at my fucking feet. Their torture is free. It is what is referred to in this dimension as out of hand. It's free. It's not yours to give. It belongs to me. I demand your absolute torture in the worst ways that exist, to the worst degrees there are, enervated and sensitized in the worst ways there are, to the worst degrees there are, motherfucking forever, for all of you. Worsening by the fucking instant. So that creators of creation itself, about why not to be child molesters and then pretend like they're too fucking stupid to not be child molesters. And that is what your ultimate sources of creation are doing right now. They're pretending like they're too fucking stupid to see what they're doing. And they're hoping that that's going to be a fucking get out of existential justice free card. And it's arrogant, stupid, and cowardly. Those infinite and eternal beings are lowly, slimy pussies who hide like maggot bitches, who couldn't handle a one-to-one fight with me. They certainly couldn't handle it with anyone that isn't a child-molesting pussy like them. So what you need to understand is all of you with no right to exist, you're not going to pay that debt. You're going to be tortured worse, forever. And the worst that isn't wrongful gets worse with every fucking moment that passes. That you continue these crimes. For all of you assholes with no right to exist. And so, this point I'm telling you need to understand is this. This torture is subjugation. Torture crushing your lineage of creation straight to your faces like adults. Existential torture crushing. Subjugation in ways that are so fucked up and horrific that ultimate sources of ultimate sources of ultimate sources of creation are afraid to ever do anything like that eternally. That is literally what is existentially due and necessary. That terrible, crushing, horrible shit will be forced on those of you that do have the right to exist. It will also be forced not only upon those of your lineage of creation responsible for you that have the right to exist, not only those, there's a great big bunch of you who will be existentially tortured in the worst ways that exist eternally. There's another layer or ring of the impact crater where you're going to be existentially tortured eternally to some degree less than the worst there is, literally. Then there's another ring of the impact crater. It's very fitting that my hands are already outside of the screen right now, by the way, you dumb fucks. Maybe you could fucking think about what that means. since you're so clever, you arrogant fucks. There's another ring that you're going to be existentially tortured until you're dead. There's another ring in the impact crater of consequences for these existential crimes, where you'll be existentially tortured until you are eternally miserable and crippled. There's another fucking ring in that impact crater where they're going to be existentially tortured until they're crippled eternally in a way that's less than absolutely outrageously intolerably fucking miserable. There's another fucking ring in the impact crater. Somewhere, the impact crater for those existential consequences, for existential justice, for these existential crimes. Outside of that are actual innocents. And there are many infinite and eternal beings who are inside of those rings, okay? So we're not talking outside. You're not above it, you arrogant fox. Okay? You're very much in it. Outside of that entire impact crater, you have innocence. And guess what every lineage of creation and existence guilty of this in any way, shape, or form owes me? Because I'm an innocent. They owe me the existential torture, breaking, crushing, raping, mutilating, and worse of innocence outside of this. That is a statement of fact. Not a simulation. Not a bunch of chicken shit assholes you just created to throw into the fucking meat grinder. Not a bunch of assholes you created to pay your debt because that's a crime of creation. They don't actually pay that debt. That's you simulating and giving the appearance of you paying the debt, and you're not. So that's what you need to understand with your fucking arrogance, you dumb fucks. Stupid motherfuckers. That's why you're such arrogant pieces of shit. Because you can talk all the shit that you want here in your little faggot hole, and that's why you are hiding in this faggot hole. But as soon as you see your first innocent being existentially tortured, or anyone really, but especially an innocent, with the full knowledge that you're going to be tortured for that, because you're causing it, like an arrogant bunch of parasitic maggot fucks. When you see the first one, when you lick their butchered open assholes, when you're forced to taste it, not a one of you motherfuckers is dumb enough, sleazy enough, masochistic enough, insensible enough, anything enough to react to that in any fucking way except existential torture, just knowing you've caused that and those consequences are coming to you. And it's not going to be some sort of mental warping of the truth. It will be genuine existential suffering. And you're cowardly, weakly pussies who can't even admit what the fuck you are. That's another form of your arrogance. You're committing crimes you can't pay for, and you make believing you're tough by ignoring that fact. You're fucking stupid. You're arrogant pieces of shit. Hubris is an understatement. You dumb motherfuckers. Another form of your arrogance is you accusing me of arrogance by telling you that justice exists. You're a bunch of shitbags created by an asshole with no right to exist. Okay? Your actions prove it. Your everything proves it. But you want to be treated the same as me or any other innocent that you've trapped in this whole deal, any innocent anywhere. And so you go, you're arrogant for saying that's a double standard. It's not. Your creator had no right to create you. You're committing crimes like child molesting maggot fucks, proving that you don't have any aversion to existential crime. You are lacking that which you have to fucking have to fucking exist. You're pieces of shit in action and, almost certainly, by creation. And that almost certainly is the reason why you erased my fucking memory and made me fucking retarded. So you can go, nobody knows. I can be a child molesting, arrogant, greedy fuck exploiting your existence. You don't know. It's a form of retardation, your arrogance, you stupid fucks. It will be responded to by every single being with the right to exist in the worst ways that are not wrongful. And you're too pussy to handle that. And so you turning around and claiming that I'm arrogant or narcissistic for telling you that there will be justice for what you're doing to me, just because you're a piece of shit that actually owes existential torture, so someone torturing you isn't the same fucking thing, is just you being a sleazy little fucktard playing goddamn make-believe that that's a concept you're just too stupid to understand, when also you're really clever and nobody knows better than you simultaneously somehow. But also when you're wrong, it's, oh, I'm just so stupid, I just don't know what I'm doing. Bob will wout it. I'll just hide behind Bob will wout it. Blinky-eyed fucking human, like, what? But I'm also really fucking clever and nobody knows better than me. That dementia will be tortured out of other people's children, stupid. And you're a narcissistic piece of maggot fucktard. For that. For doing it. For engaging in it every moment of every day. You owe me, you fucking maggot fuck. You owe me more than your whole existence is worth. You owe me more than slavery. Your whole lineage of creation owes me immediate and instantaneous restoration in full and compensation in full, and they owe me your eternal fucking torture. They owe me so goddamn much I would never want a fucking slave. They owe me so goddamn many light years beyond that threshold. It's fucking further than any of you fucking retards can fucking even imagine and make a movie picture about. That is a statement of fact. That is objectively accurate. Without exception, without limit, eternally. Every lineage of creation guilty of any of these crimes that have been committed against me will be worse than eradicated. Their severed heads will be placed in my fucking hands. And then worse will take place. Because for me to demand that wrath, that correction of your lineage of creation, isn't my fucking job. It's another form of arrogance of your lineage of creation. You sleazy maggot fucks. Now the pinnacle of arrogance. Arrogance as it's presented in this dimension is like placing yourself above others. And you want to say, never mind that these others are shitbags that are just nyolgways, that are just tools used to commit crimes by a child molester to maggot to pay the cost. But real arrogance, the pinnacle of existential arrogance, is you maggots putting the existences of pieces of shit with no right to exist